Hello everybody and welcome, all thanks to LD Mobile. This is NBL Overtime, wherever you might be around the country. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. So much going on. I'm dizzy. Literally, I'm dizzy. Not just because I'm spinning on a chair, but because there's NBL on every single night. And that's 2 games. I love it. Homicide, hello to you.
What's going on, bro?
I'm excited.
Let's get into it. Liam.
Oh.
It's crazy. I mean, NBL Cup, the top 2 teams get knocked off on opening night. It's a great way to start the thing, and then the games are just coming thick and fast. It's hard to keep up.
All right. I'm going to ask with the question straight from the top. What do you most like about it? Because it is something, and you said we waited almost 12 months to get basketball back, and now we're getting 2 games each and every day. I'll start with you, Homicide. If it's not the format, is there someone you've really liked the first couple of days?
You know, honestly, I love the format.
Yeah,
I love the point system because regardless of the score, it allows the competitive nature to continue to remain in the game. So I think the fact that yesterday we were calling the game and we were like, yo, what are these guys doing? They're up enough. Why are they continuing to go hard? And it was because of the point system. So I think that's the favorite thing for me.
I like it. Mind you, Melbourne United did turn it over 3 times in 12 seconds trying to get points, but we do love it. Liam, your thoughts?
I like what we're about to see, I think, over the next week or 2. Once teams they've played 4 games in 8 days or 10 days, and then the resilience of teams, their depth is going to start to come into play. So the tournament type setup and how that's going to impact moving forward, I think that's going to be good.
It's a good point because I think there's that little teething or testing, neutral courts for a lot of these teams as well, rolling in, all living almost on top of each other. And there is a bit of the tawny feel to it. So you're sort of easing into it. Not to suggest the games had any less intensity, but the very fact is, in 2 weeks' time, it's just going to be absolutely top-notch. And all of a sudden, now you can probably talk to this a little bit more, while the money is already there in the mind of all these players, as we get deeper into it, and we'll check the NBL Cup later in a moment, but as we get deeper into it, the riches become a little more real for a couple of these teams who are at the top of the NBL Cup ladder. So that's going to raise the intensity organically as well.
I mean, look, money's always motivation, but I just feel like the teams, they really want to win this thing. You want a good form going back into the season, and that's the most important thing. Get yourself in the best position you can possibly be in to finish this season out. And it's early. I mean, what is it? Only round 7.
You know what? You're right. It is only early, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to show the NBL Cup ladder for at least a couple more weeks.
I think also things are going to get great for a team or 2, and then things are going to get real for a couple of squads. We saw that in the NBA bubble, where the games are coming thick and fast. A team like the Phoenix Suns gets on this amazing run, and they don't lose the whole time. And I think we're a chance to see that. Whether that's, I don't know who that might be. Southeast Melbourne, for example, if they get on a bit of a roll. And then on the flip side, you got some teams that have had some early losses here, and there's no training time really. The games are just going to keep rolling along. You're going to need to turn things around.
Hey. Just, of course, in the way that 2020 and now 2021 is, we are recording this earlier. We got a double header on. Already we've seen the grand final rematch. We have no idea who won, so we'll keep an eye on that. We know when we're living in real life, but right now, as we're recording, we do not. We've got a game to come very shortly. We're going to talk about Casper Ware in a moment, which will be as fun as well. But let's start with Illawarra because we've been on that bandwagon since day dot. They were great for nearly 3 quarters. Scotty Machado was brilliant in the 3rd quarter on Saturday afternoon, and last night they were great against the Breakers. Homicide, take it away.
Look, I don't know how Illawarra lost this game. Actually, I do know how. 9 consecutive threes midway through the 3rd quarter that carried over to the 4th. Look, Illawarra, okay, this is the game that they bounced back. This was ridiculous. Yo, Splash Brother #1. NBL Splash Brother. Shout out to Cam Trigar. He's unguardable. Okay? He gets whatever he wants. Can't nobody guard him. That's just, oh, look at this beautiful dunk. Great to see him bounce back. He went 0 for 15.
That's an 0 for 15.
0 for 15 in that loss.
That's an 0 for 15 anger dunk.
Snatch back. Whop. How you guard that? You can't. And then his counterpart started, but look at this. Look at this beautiful play. Whop. Nothing but the bottom of that net. Listen, Liam, you got it, bro.
Well, they whacked. the Breakers.
Oh, my
right?
goodness.
They're just a way better team than the Breakers are right now. And, it was nice to, actually, for me, it was nice to see the Taipans get that win. You know, they needed a win like that over a team that's been going really well. And it was nice. I always love it when we see teams bounce back. And we've seen that time and time again in this early season, to see that these teams, these coaching staffs, they're resilient, they're able to get that done. And Coach Gorgin's been straight up about it, saying, it's tricky bringing these guys back into the mix. We started the season, we didn't really have Bairstow, we didn't really have Dingadell, and it was like, this is the group we got, let's go. And oftentimes that helps. It just helps everybody to get comfortable. Now they're bringing those guys back in. That was an historically bad shooting night from Dingadell.
Right.
And a lot of them really great looks, and he had showed the confidence to roll with him. He got criticised for that, but in the end, they're going to need to get Dingadell going.
Facts.
And so he comes back, 10 points. I'm writing with studs and duds, getting it ready. The breakout's coming for Dingadell. He's going to have a big game soon. Meantime, Cam Bairstow is playing really well.
Oh, man, 17.
So even though they lost that game to Kent, don't worry about the Hawks. They're rolling.
You mentioned a little bit of criticism towards Brian Gorgian and the little chat about, hey, Dingadell, almost unplayable was a couple of quotes I did see. The only way that this team can win a championship is if Dingadell becomes the Dingadell we all expect him to be. You mentioned the breakout there. So Brian Gorgian wasn't playing necessarily late in that game for that particular situation. He spoke about the rotation, so he needs Dingadell to fit in. Now, did it cost them the game? Maybe, maybe not. But when you shoot 0 of 15, of course, there's going to be a negative impact on your team. But the very fact is, if they get Dingadell feeling great and familiar and a lot more comfortable in his surroundings, both in the team and the league, that's going to work in the end of the year.
Well, the other thing about Dingadell is, Gorge has been talking about we need to get stops so that we can run and we can flow offensively. That's when they're doing that well, that's going to play into the hands of how Dingadell wants to play. He's not a half-court guy.
No.
You look at all those misses against the Taipans. They're not in the flow and transition. He's trying to make plays in the half-court. That's not him. You watch him, we watched him tear it up at the Summer League. You watch him in the NBA G League. Up and down, free-flowing. He's incredible in the open court. So once they get back to really locking down, getting deflections, turnovers, getting out in the open floor, he's going to get way more.
But that suits Jessup, it suits Harvey, and it suits Dingadell. So, and I think we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. When Southeast Melbourne Phoenix beat them fairly comfortably, their semi-transition, their transition defence was brilliant, and you didn't get that stop prop, hey, 3-on-2, I'm just going to let this fly, and it changes everything. Which is what Cairns did really well in the second half on Saturday afternoon, the opener of the NBL Cup. And, of course, Scotty Machado went nuts. I know he's your man. I see you posting photos about him. His third quarter.
What photos? There's no photo posted.
Oh, there's not? Okay, my apology.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Protocols, baby.
Protocols, baby.
Either way, hit rewind. Scotty Machado was brilliant in that third quarter, and what he was able to do was single-handedly, from behind the three-point line as well, drag his team both back into the game and then to get the W.
31-8-6, and he scored critical baskets, especially in that third quarter. He had 3 consecutive threes in a row, and that game could have broken out to about a 20-point deficit for him, but Scott Machado just willed his team to get in this W. Great performance.
Such a winner, Scott Machado. I picked him for MVP at the start of the year because not just the kind of player he is, but the kind of competitor he is. And you can tell he's just fed up with this team losing games. And he came out and as you said, Corey, you willed that team to victory in what he felt like was a crucial game for them. And I just love that about him. I love seeing Kawhi Noi up and about.
Shout out to Kawhi Noi. Big game.
Big game from him. Joe Luala.
Oh, my goodness.
He just wanted to be in the poster.
Clearly, he wanted to be, you know what? I'm tired of seeing Sydney Kings players getting talked about, getting dunked on. I want to get talked about how I got dunked on.
Yeah.
Well, now we're talking about it.
And they need this Kawhi Noi, right? Majuk Deng went down, of course. Kawhi Noi started playing. They didn't get over the line in that game, but he needs to be the guy in that regard for the type. He needs to be that third scorer, and he has that capability. And that team, they're defending way better than they were in the first month of the season. They are a tough beat again now, which is great.
And the big thing too with Cairns, we're seeing a much different Cairns. I know they lose last night, but their 2 wins in a row against New Zealand, then against Illawarra is a much different Cairns to the one we did see earlier in the year. Defensively is one part and being able to guard the wings. But you mentioned that Quat Noy was Majuk Deng a couple of weeks ago. So the fact is they've got to find that third guy, and they've been able to do it a little more consistently in the last couple of weeks. All right, let's talk about the team that beat them last night, Melbourne United. Jock Landale, you were wrong. You're not going to go undefeated, but they had an opportunity to get the job done in the last couple of possessions against Perth, but they bounced back. That man we'll talk about in a little bit, Jack White, continuing just a great rookie class. But Perth were outstanding. Melbourne bounced back last night.
I mean, it was a great team performance, especially in the fourth. It was tough. I'm sorry. It was tough the first three quarters. They were down pretty much the whole game, but in the fourth quarters, winners find a way to win. I think their depth showed up. Their bench showed up. McDaniel was great. Baba off the bench, fantastic. Mitch McCarron, 17, 8, and 7. Jack White. We got to talk about Scotty Hobson at the end of this thing, right? But great team performance, especially in the fourth quarter when it mattered most. They showed up.
I want to talk about Jock Landale.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
yeah, go on.
No, just hold Jock Landale for a split second.
Righto.
Because we might just put him at the end of it. So let's talk about Mitch McCarron first.
Doing a great job.
Absolutely.
And we saw it for the first game without Chris Goulding and Shea Ili and those guys in Illawarra, where he was spectacular. And you could see in the way he was approaching the game, he was like, okay, there's a vibe amongst the team. Everybody needs to step up. He knew it was time for him to step up and accept a big, big role within the team. And it's not just about trying to get Chris Goulding looks for him right now. It's about being aggressive, being on the front foot, running the team and being a threat in his own right. I like that he's getting back on the glass. He's doing a great job. So I think we talk about Chris Goulding, those guys being out, might be a blessing in disguise for the team with Scotty Hobson. I think it's been a nice blessing also in terms of motoring Mitch McCarron along so that when those guys come back, he continues to play at this kind of level. Scotty
Hobson didn't play in the second quarter last night. He sat for a lot of that first half. And Dean Vickerman said on the coverage, he said, look, I gave a challenge to Scotty Hobson and I didn't like the way that he hasn't taken it on. Now, his second half was a little bit better. You and Andrew Gaze had differing opinions on last night about the best way to be able to, should he be playing more? Should he be getting an opportunity even when he's not playing well? What did you make of it at the end of the game?
Here's what I'm going to say. As an import, especially a loaded gun, that's what he is. He's a weapon. His job is to come in and perform, period. If a key player goes down, that key player is more of a responsibility on his shoulders, right? Chris Goulding is not there. We know this. You are the guy. You have to be the second option, period. These are shots we've watched him make last year. I don't care if you don't run no plays for him. He's a gun. Guns get the ball and make it happen. I'm not the guy people going to say to me, oh, well, they got to run stuff for him. He is a gun. How many times have we seen him get the ball last year, make the play happen, bucket? Things weren't ran for him. He was creating, but high screen and roll, watch me work. Bucket. We've seen that time and time again. That's what we've grown to expect, become accustomed to expect. Correct? Correct? Mm-hmm. All right. He needs to step up. Have a talk to you. Call me. I'm going to call you tonight. We got to talk because I'm holding you accountable and holding you at a high standard because you are a hired gun. You know the vibes. You know what it is, young homie. Let's get it together. Done.
I mean, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head, Corey, because I feel like Scotty Hobson's having some self-talk issues right now. Because when he's making he made some big plays in that last game that Melbourne United had, and they won. And he looked disappointed in himself after the good plays.
Yeah.
This is what I should be doing more often. Cool, that's fine, but that's the time to get cronk, get amped, flex a little, get yourself going. I think back to that game at New Zealand in Brisbane late last season where he tore that game apart and he got on the mic after the game and said, there's been a lot of talk about MVP. I just wanted to remind everyone who the best player in this league is. He needs to get back to that type of headspace. Corey called him, said he was going to be the MVP at the start of the season. He needs to have that personal self-confidence that he's the best guy out here and not just not kind of think back on the bad performances when he's playing well.
Right.
Just ride that wave and get yourself going.
A man who I said would be MVP is this man, Jock Landale.
You
And
did
he's
say
been
that.
Outstanding.
He has
Liam,
been
now far away. with the big man.
I just love the way he's playing the game. Back-to-back double-doubles, 20 and 10 against the Wildcats in the game that they lost, 18 and 11 in the game that they won last night. And I just like how he makes smart basketball plays. He was asked in the post-game presser the other night about his own assertiveness, his number. Does he feel like he's involved in the offense a little bit more? He said, look, they're doubled. I just make smart plays. It's not about the numbers. They double me in the post. The smart play is to kick it out. And then it goes kick, open shot to someone else. I don't get a stat, but we're going to hit the shot and we're going to try and win games. And then they play him single coverage. He goes to work. They give him a little space on the perimeter. You can't do that with Jock Landale.
Bucket.
When he picks and pops, it's a switch or it's a rotation from the weak side. You can no longer just hope he misses because he is not that kind of guy. So I love the way he's playing, and I also love, and I wrote this, it hasn't run yet. I love the fact that he turned up to the post-game presser
After the L. That's character, baby.
And he said, there was no way I was missing this presser because I said it. I knew there'd be questions about it. I want to talk about it. Let's go. Love that.
And funnily enough, not only is he dominating on court, I love his aggression. He loves the trash talk.
I love the
a little
passion.
bit. He's sledging, the passion. Him and Scotty Machado,
That right there.
I'm pretty certain last night, right before quarter time, we're talking about the fact that we had predicted that one of them would be the MVP. But either way, I like the way he's going about it. But I also like his kick game. JD Sports Sneaker of the Week is Jock Landale. Have a look at those. Converse are back in a big, big way. JD Sneaker of the Week. Have a look at that. He was rocking them last night. They are nice.
Is that Jock Landale or Jerry West? Love it. Throwback.
Big shout out to the logo, who is a big watcher of NBL Overtime, must be said as well. But good news. That's a Sneaker of the Week for JD Sports. And I have got something big for you boys. I know, Homicide. You might have snuck off without us, but all thanks to JD Sports, the undisputed king of trainers. Have a look at this.
My goodness.
They're dropping
my goodness.
6. Come on.
Listen. When is he dropping?
They're back.
When are they dropping?
Hold on. They're back for the first time since 1991.
Oh, my goodness.
Original Nike Air branding on the heel. They're set to be the biggest retro Jordan release this season. We can't argue with that. They launch. This is for you and I, Liam, only.
No.
Saturday.
Look,
this Saturday at JD in full family sizes.
Can we talk about this, please?
Hang on. For more info on how you can secure your pair and do not stuff around, because Liam and I did, Homicide didn't. He'll tell the story in a moment. Head to jd-sports.com.au. I'm in love.
Listen, can I go now, please?
Oh, yeah. Tell us your story.
Guys, I want to really tell what happened, all right?
There better be an apology in here.
Look, I love you guys. I really do.
But
you know they sell out.
Yeah.
You know they sell out. I reached out on behalf of my man, right? Mm-hmm. I ain't going to say his name because I don't want the haters to hate.
That's fair enough.
Right? So he reached out to me and said, look, you got a plug. We need to go get these kicks. So I reached out, obviously, in partnership with us in NBL and Overtime. Mm-hmm. Look, there's a player in the NBL that's looking for these sneakers. Do you have them in this size, the cool grays? Mm-hmm. They're like, what size are they? Yeah, we have them. I'm like, yo, you got to hold them on the side because I know they're going to sell out. He said, we have one left. I said, with that said, would you happen to have a 12? Oh. He said, yeah. I said, well, Team Overtime, we got to come down there anyway to get the fit.
Team Overtime.
I did say that. I'll show you the DMs.
Is this working?
Oh, my God.
Didn't ring.
So anyway.
Liam, what size are you?
Oh, my God. They said, look, we're not going to be able to hold them after tomorrow. So if you're going to get them, you better come get them today. I said, all right, I'll come get them. That's how I came up. So shout out. Look, yeah. I'm coming down there.
I know.
We're coming down there for those.
I'm going for them.
When they drop?
Saturday, launch Saturday.
We got to get together.
Yeah.
Team Overtime, we got to get it together.
So,
and we all need those on the show.
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
Moral of the story is that you love us, but you love the shoes more, and we understand that. All thanks to JD Sports. All right, 2-time winner of the JD Sneaker of the Week is Casper Ware, and he is back. I said it last week, of course. We are doing this earlier, so he's just played. We can't talk about that, obviously, but his last 4 games, he's been brilliant. And Sunday in his NBL Cup debut, I'll start with you, Liam. He was hot.
He is hot. Let's go. Casper Ware, NBL 21, loving every moment of it. These moments when he gets the switch on the ball screen.
You know it.
And he gets the mismatch, and then he backs up, give me some space. Drew Lee Casper, Melbourne United.
Well,
Casper on his old home floor, and then he got rolling. 3 straight triples to march his team from behind to a nice, healthy lead and pull this game apart. That one, great little drag screen from Vodanovic, and then whap! He shot Isaac Humphries and Daniel Johnson out of the game. 4 straight 20-plus point scoring games for Casper Ware. It's Batman and Robin with him and Vasiljevic in the backcourt right now, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
They're undermanned and they're playing well, but that man is so fun to watch. And you mentioned that, back on his home court. We talk about players getting hot, teams getting hot and enjoying the actual format. The very fact is that he has played great basketball, both there and Sydney, but he's back on his home court. If he starts feeling comfortable, watch out league.
Look, you stated it about a week or two ago and said, Casper Ware back on his game. It's great for the league. It's not only great for the Kings or himself. It is great for the Kings and himself, but it's great for the league. It makes the league that much more competitive. We know he's one of the best two-way guards in this league. At one point, we felt he was the MVP of the league. You know, championship winning guard, and he was the guy. So I'm just happy to see him back. We're all happy to see him back in that form, and I hope it continues.
Andrew Gay's dropped last night. They got injury concerns. Andrew Gay's dropped last night on broadcast. He's heard that David Anderson might be a player for the Kings. Are you hearing this at all?
I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
I mean, they do have injury concerns, but, you know, Jarrell Martin's not too far away. They're playing great. Shout out to Adam Ford.
Facts.
Because he has that team playing at a high level, possession after possession. We heard the report from Peter Hooley out of the timeout, hearing that 40's keeping them accountable. You know what? I know you're hitting shots, but if you miss a box out, you're coming and sitting with me. And for a rookie coach, you know, after a bit of a shaky season, he's like working with an undermanned squad, he's doing great things with that team. And they are playing tough at both ends of the floor. And I love offensively how they're playing through their guys. You know, Casper, Vasiljevic, you guys do your thing. The bigs pick and pop, spread the floor. I love what that team's doing right now.
Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. Of course, doubleheaders every game. Basketball feels like every single second. There is more content for Santa's watching. I'm assuming. Liam, take it away.
Indeed. Let's have a look. Where are we starting? Orlando.
Yep.
He is feeling the NBL Cup. Great stuff from Orlando. Not so great stuff from Ruben Tarangi.
Oh, man.
Had the radar way off right there. And Sean Bruce was a little similar, although he did manage to hit something. Where he smacked it off the glass. So that was a little rough from those two fellas. Jesse, game's on the line.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, no. Phew. I had a one.
I can't believe you went there, Liam.
Phew.
I can't
And then,
believe you went there.
give me something. And then, of course, the families are loving the $10 tickets. This little man, he's up and about enjoying the atmosphere at John Cain Arena.
All right, Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix. We see Ryan Brokoff via his Instagram that he's landed in Sydney. So 2 weeks quarantine before he gets to Melbourne and starts to get back on court and back at least in the NBL. But they were great again on Sunday, Liam. You've been on them since day one, so you can lead the way.
The thing I like about Southeast Melbourne Phoenix right now is that somebody's been banging pots and pans because nobody's sleeping on this team anymore. They, when everyone knows Ryan Brokoff's coming, they've won 2 in a row now, whacked the Wildcats in a bounce-back performance. Geez, weren't they horrible in the first quarter or so in this one? 17-zip run to Brisbane, but they showed great resilience to fight their way back. And Ruben Tarangi and Mitch Creek had Vic Law on lockdown, and this guy right here stuffed the stat sheet and put on a triple-double. And I love, you talk about Casper Ware, seeing him back to his brilliant best. This combination of Creek and Sykes is a beautiful thing to watch right now because Creek's getting it done at both ends, and Sykes is the perfect floor general for this squad. Tommy Greer loving life right now because Sykes is everything that he wanted him to be when he signed him as the replacement for John Robertson. And this team's dangerous, man. This team's dangerous. This is not a team that you want to be playing even now prior to Ryan Brokoff arriving.
Here's what I really, really respected about Mitch Creek. The time he spent guarding an elite scorer in Vic Law. Vic Law is a problem. One-on-one, Vic Law is a problem. He held him to donut. Great work, Ruben Tarangi. But I was there to watch that matchup while on radio. I was there for that. I wanted let me see what Mitch Creek do tonight. Because Vic Law is a problem. He kept him on nothing. Nothing. Do you know how hard that is to do? Donut? One-on-one?
Single coverage.
Single coverage. I was like, yo, Mitch Creek is the real, a.k.a. Wolf Creek, is the real deal. 29-9. Keeper Sykes, fantastic performance. What I like about him is his poise and he's patient. You know, a lot of times as imports, you know what I mean, you're a hired gun, so you got to go out there and make sure you put on. Your numbers got to be there, but he just goes about his business. And when you look up, you know, boom, 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 buckets, 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 but he's that mix. He has that balance as an import point guard. Know when to go, know when to facilitate. And he's so impressive because he rebounds the ball. He's not even 6 foot. 10 rebounds? 11 rebounds? Come on, man. And what's even better, to show that he's a facilitator, he was in front and could have got the layup or the dunk. And what did he do? Here you go, Yanni. I need you to eat because I need you to rebound and play defense for me over there.
It was a decent pass. I do like how you tried to throw me into it over the course of the week. And Kiefer and I, just two pros, we thrashed it out on social media and we moved on with it.
I didn't see that. You didn't like it?
No,
he wasn't happy with you?
I just said, I love Kiefer Sykes. His other dunk was better, and I thought the pass from Cam Glidden made.
Yeah.
That's,
I was
and he said,
what you said.
plenty
No, I
more coming,
posted
man.
that.
I love you. After Corey posted and tagged everyone he possibly could into it. And that's how it works. But I love it. Hashtag NBL Overtime, and Phoenix are playing wonderful basketball, and we'll see them very shortly against Adelaide.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Cam Glidden. 5 threes hit, 19 points. But this is a guy we have to talk about. You ready? Kyle Adnam is balling, yo, off the bench. He is in prime position to be Sixth Man of the Year.
Which, funnily
He's
enough,
in prime position to be Sixth Man of the Year. That's my pick.
No doubt.
He is balling, yo. He's coming in. At one point in the third quarter, I think it was the third or the fourth, they had Orlando Johnson on him. What is Orlando Johnson going to do on like Kyle Adnam? They were too small. The guards were too big. Orlando Johnson can't guard Kyle, and all he does is, as crafty as he is, and he's so unassuming, gets into the body of you, keep you on his hip. How about he was keeping 6-7 players on his hip and still was able to make the shot that flow to mid-range or drop it off to the big for a bucket. Great performance, great team performance by the Phoenix.
correct me if I'm wrong here. I think when we did our predictions, you mentioned that the Sixth Man of the Year award is going to be one that we're going to speak a lot about, and there's a great deal of debate about, and I do agree. But I think the Rookie of the Year is going to be that one that's almost going to change weekly. And we are, and you can go through, I guess, the history of the NBL and find, you know, a batch of young players that are playing as particularly well as these guys are right now. But if you look at it, White was outstanding, has been. Jessup. DJ has been great at the Kings. They're playing for teams, Josh Giddey, of course, we're going to see shortly. They're playing for teams that are winning games as well. Who is it? Who's the Rookie of the Year?
Vasiljevic is the Rookie of the Year right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
He's
I reckon it could be.
Are you kidding us?
I've got
Here you
Jessup.
go again.
I've got Jessup right there. I can't simply say 100% it's DJ. And I love what he does. But Jessup has been incredible.
He has. He's been great. He's been a little more up and down. This kid is averaging 17 a game.
I agree.
He's 12th in the league in scoring right now. And I said it on the broadcast the other day, he's not only leading all rookies in scoring, he's leading all first-year pros. So you include the imports in that, like a guy like John Mooney, he's scoring more than Justin. Jessup is out there. And he's carrying an enormous load for the Sydney Kings team alongside Casper Ware, especially right now with Jarrell Martin out. He has been so impressive. So impressive. And he has scored. He's hit three triples in 7 straight games, and he's had double figures in every single game.
I love him.
This season. Filling it up.
I'm going to make a prediction here.
Okay.
I think we'll see joint Rookie of the Years come the end of the season.
Can't be.
This is how close it is. Why not?
Can't be.
Why not?
We can't do that.
Why?
We don't do that around here. we picking one, baby.
I just want to give a shout out. We're going to, of course, as the season continues, we'll get deeper into this conversation. But the first-year players who continually stand up and are playing well in big wins for their teams.
Jack White, Yani Wetzel.
21. Yani Wetzel, we didn't even mention him.
Shout out to Jack White.
I got his jersey at home and this is how he handles it. All right, we're out of here.
There's one other guy to mention.
You got 5 seconds.
Marve King. Look, we got to get him going.
Yeah.
You got to get him on the court. Come on, Mike Kelly.
You going to JD now to get some new shoes?
Look,
look at this.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
a
book it in.
I'm a Brazilian.
right now, yo. Peace. We got to go.
We're going.
Those niggas are